Hey everyone, welcome back to another video and welcome if you are new. So today I'm doing some purple polygel nails and I'm trying out the Modelones Polygel kit, and this comes in a cute purple bag which was perfect for today's nail set. And I really love this bag. It looks really pretty and I just love the color purple as well. So let's just see what we get in this kit. So of course the first thing you get is top coat, and I'm just going to pull random items out. I don't know what order they'll come out in, so yeah. Next we have this beautiful gel polish. This has like a beautiful little shimmer running through it, and this one is a color changing one, and I definitely had to use it for today's video because it was just really pretty. Another shade I used was this black, which I've never tried the black from Modelones before, but it looks really opaque. Next we have this jelly pink color changing, which changes to like a light pink, like jelly light pink. It's super pretty. Then you have this nudie beige one, which is also very nice, and then you have a more peachy nude, which I don't really like peachy nudes, but it's nice to see that they've included one. You also get a base coat. You get two polygels, a nude and a clear, which I've never tried the Modelones clear before, so I will have to try it in a different video. You get a 100 and 180 grit file. And you also get some slip solution. If you guys have seen my previous videos on me using this slip, you know how much I love it. And they've also changed their packaging a little bit, and I also did see that they sell the slips individually online, so if you're interested, check that out. They also include this beautiful glitter polygel. It's just a nice silver one, pretty simple. Of course you get your polygel brush with the spatula on one end and then the brush on the other end as well. You also get some nail crystals, which is very nice. You pretty much get these in most of the Modelones kits. And then it comes with this beautiful light blue chrome powder. I honestly didn't know this was gonna be in here, and I've never used a chrome powder like this before, so I really have to try this out in a separate video. You get dual forms, which I'm not a fan of, so I'm just not gonna use it. But if you guys want to see a video on me using dual forms, then let me know. They also include this mini UV light, which to my surprise was pretty good. I've always been a little bit skeptical about these little lights and how good they are, and 8 out of 10 times they really don't work for curing polygel, but this one wasn't bad. The cord felt very nice and good quality, and the size of this lamp was a bit bigger, and it definitely felt powerful because I could feel the heat on my hand as soon as I turned it on, so it looks very promising as well. So now I'm just going to quickly swatch all the shades. And I'm also using this purple shade from Madam Glam. It's in the shade Lavender Springs. And Modelones also sent these little cards with these little random quotes on there. I'm not too sure what the reason for this was, but yeah, that does come with this. And they also sent these medium/short coffin nail tips, which I'm not going to use, but they could come in handy for press-ons or whatever. So, and it does come with a hand file and some brush on nail glue. I always like brush on nail glue just because I hate the ones with the little squeezy bottle things. Oh, I hate those so much. So yeah, now I'm just going to get straight into the nails. So I'm going to apply a thin layer of my peel off base coat. Then as that's drying, I'm just going to size out my extra long coffin nail tips from Amazon. And once those are sized out, I'm going to take my Born Pretty 6-in-1 nail glue, and I'm just going to apply this to all the wells with the nail tips. And in my previous video, I was using the Savvyland gel, the 4-in-1 gel. However, I just don't like that gel compared to this one, and it just doesn't work for me, so I'm not going to use it. But yeah, I'm just not really a fan of it just because it's too thin and no other reason. I'm sure you can find other uses for it, but for me it's personally just not strong enough, and my nails did like, I feel like they kept moving or popping off as well when I filed, so I just didn't want to use that. So now I applied that same gel as base coat and I'm curing my nails. It's a little hard to do it with this style of lamp, so I like to use my Born Pretty like one for like made for the kind of a prey method, I want to say, but it's also really convenient for sticking on nail tips. And I use it in all of my videos, so if you want to see that lamp and how I use it, you can check out like probably my previous video and you'll see it there. So now I'm taking my Macart hand file, e-file, and I'm taking away the shine from the nails really quick, then going in with a final layer of base coat just to seal everything in and create a sticky kind of layer for my polygel. So now taking that nude shade that comes with this kit, I'm going to apply this to all the nails. And on this finger, I started off doing the 2-bead method, just because with the Modelones Polygel, I usually find that it's a bit on the softer side, but it's still good. But today, for some reason, it was a little bit harder. So after doing this nail, I just stuck to the 1-bead method because the polygel actually was like staying exactly where I put it, and it was so good at staying where I put it that I just ended up doing my whole set without curing, and then cured everything all together at once, and it doesn't move like one single bit. So I thought that was really impressive because it just saved me a lot of time, and it was also soft enough for me to work quickly. So this polygel so far is doing great, but it could also be because my room was a bit cold. I am filming really late at night just so I can get it up the next day, which is today, so that could be why. But yeah, normally the Modelones Polygel, I find that has always been a bit softer, but I don't know, maybe they've changed their formula or something, but so far so good. And as you can see, I'm just kind of doing a 2-bead method, so that's basically when I'm going to do 1 layer of polygel, make that relatively thin, nothing too thick, and then later you want to go in with a 2nd bead at the cuticle and basically build the nail up, and that will help you get a good apex. And I feel like today's set had amazing apex just because like I said, the polygel just stayed where I put it and it didn't like move around and fall flat and all that. So yeah, today's nail set had a great apex. So as you can see now, I've just decided to apply it to all the nails with just like 1 bead because it's just not going to move, and it didn't. So yeah, that was really impressive. And I'm just going to start working my way from the cuticle down, and this color was also a little bit sheer, but I feel like with I made a bit of a thicker nail today, so you couldn't really tell, but this shade was a little bit sheer for my liking, and I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more pink, but it's still fine. So today's nail design is inspired by someone on Instagram. I will have it linked down below. It's pretty much a similar nail design, just different colors and maybe a couple of different design. I might have changed it just slightly, but it's pretty much an inspo from that. And I believe I do have a Modelones discount code now, so I will link that in the description box, but I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But Modelones does have some great products if you guys are interested. They have polygels, gel polishes. They have cool little kits like this one, which is great. I love a kit with like polygel and gel polish because you can literally like do a whole nail design with the gel polish, but also just create a really simple nail extension with the polygel, which is great. But if you have made it so far into the video and you are still watching, thank you so much for being here right now and watching till this part of the video. Why don't you go ahead and comment like a little heart emoji or a little purple heart emoji or something like that in the comments, and I would love to say hi to you. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that post notification bell because I pretty much upload every other day. And yeah, I just love like posting nail content and doing like really fun nail sets and reviewing products. So that if that's something you're interested in, then definitely subscribe. Also, don't forget to like this video, and once again, thank you so much for watching till this part of the video. So I just want to talk a little bit about the little UV light that comes with this kit. Out of 10, I would give it like a strong 7. However, like I said in the beginning, for curing polygel, I feel like you need to keep your hand under the light for much longer in order to get it fully cured. And I don't know if that's something I want to keep doing. So I at times had to like just put my hand under my Sun X UV light like a couple times just for a couple seconds just to ensure that it was fully cured. But if you just keep your hand under the light for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, then I'm 100% sure the polygel will be cured, but it's just like an extra step that you have to do. But I would say that this light is also a lot better than some of the other lights I've tried because it's really strong and it's also really nice and big, and it actually does work a little differently compared to the other ones that I have. So yeah, I would say it's still a pretty good one, and it is definitely worth having one of these in these kits, but just bearing in mind that you will have to cure for a little longer than usual, which in some cases I feel like is okay, especially when I have the time to do it and I maybe don't want to pull out my full size light on my table. So yeah, just putting that out there. Next, I'm just wiping away that sticky layer before I file, and I'm just going to use my 100 grit hand file. I forgot to use the one in this kit, but that's okay. It's just, you know, a 100 grit hand file, and I have used their hand files before. They are good. They're just like any other hand file. And I like to use the 100 grit side on this one, and I just go along the sidewalls and then pretty much smooth over the surface. I don't need to do any major debulking or reshaping or anything like that, just because I like to get my application down as smooth as I can. And then I'm also just going to go over with a buffing block to remove any of the scratches and to make sure that the nails are really nice and smooth. So once the nails are filed and buffed, I'm just going to go in with the top coat, and the Modelones top coat is a very thin formula. It doesn't stay as shiny as I would like it to, maybe for like a couple days before it starts to become a little bit dull. And another thing with their top coat is that if you don't fully cure it well in the light, let's say you miss a spot, then that part of the nail is going to be like a little bit sticky. It's not really going to cure well, and it's not going to be it's not really going to act like a no wipe top coat. So yeah, just make sure that you're curing this really well, and make sure you cure it for the full 60 seconds. I find that even if you accidentally cure for 30 seconds, it will like be sticky. So yeah, that's something to remember. So now we're just gonna get into the nail design, and today's nail design is really beginner friendly because it's the easiest design you could ever do. So I used the bottled the brush, I mean, from the gel polish, and I'm going straight into my nail. And I wanted to keep the main focus of this nail on like the purple shades, especially this one. So I'm doing the majority of the nail this shade, which I'm really happy I did because it's so pretty and it just works so good with the whole nail inspo that I wanted to do. So I'm painting almost half of the nail with this shade, and this doesn't have to be perfect, which is what makes this design so easy. This is a very abstract looking kind of design. You could also make these lines a little bit more like wiggly and like swelled and whatnot, but I just decided to keep it really simple and just pretty much just cover about half, just like I am here. And here you can see it changed color from like that purple to the clear, but it's very sensitive. It changed back really quick as well. Then I'm going in with that the Madame Glam Lavender Spring shade, and I'm pretty much just filling in the other half of the nail. And once I'm happy with how the nails are looking, you just want to cure it for a full 60 seconds, just because you don't want any of these colors to wrinkle. So just make sure you cure your colors really good, and just touch up if there's any places that needs touching up. So then going in with that sparkly shade and a fine liner brush, I'm just gonna basically create some random lines. Again, these are not perfect, they can go anywhere. Try not to use too much of this glitter. I just did one stroke of this glitter shade, just because I don't want too much glitter in this one. So I'm just doing like a thin little line, and it shows up a lot better in person rather than on camera. So yeah, just doing that and curing for 60 seconds, then taking that black shade and that same brush, I'm creating these super thin lines, and you really want to go thin with these lines. Don't go thick at all, otherwise it will take a lot away from the design. It would just, the main focus will be pretty much on those black lines, and that's not what we want. So just go as thin as you can. And I will be fixing some of these lines later because I did end up doing some of these really thick, but yeah, just make them as thin as you can. And if you want, you can also make them a little bit sheer, like I am trying to make them here, a little bit like thin, not so opaque. And I feel like that's also gonna create a really nice effect. Then taking the Madame Glam Perfect White, I'm pretty much gonna do the same thing, and create these small lines as well. Then once I'm happy with my lines, just taking my dotting tool now and that white gel, and I'm pretty much just doing random dots, and it's really the dots that pulled this look together. I really loved like how these dots looked on this look. I think it just reminded me of those like, you know, when you started doing nails like years ago, and this was like the design that everyone used to wear. It was like this weird abstract lines with the dots, and it just reminded me of that because I used to see so many people wearing this kind of stuff. It's just bringing back so many flashbacks. But yeah, I actually really liked the whole idea behind this design. I think it just looks so cool, and it's just a huge flashback for me. Let me know in the comments if you used to wear your nails like this. I think they are still really cool. Maybe they're not trending as much now, but I still think they're great and they look really pretty, especially with like a bunch of different color combos that you could do with this. I'm sure that you could create such amazing like designs with it. So now I'm just finishing off with some top coat. Again, that same Modelones top coat, and curing for 60 seconds. Then I'm finally going to finish off with some cuticle oil and then massage that in super well. And this is the finished look. I really like how these nails turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as always. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, just let me know what you think. I think they turned out great. I love that like purple, like sheer purple in the background. It almost looks a bit like an ombre. I love the dots. I love the glitter. I love how the nail design just looks overall. I bet you could do this with like a different color on each nail and it will still look great. I think this is also a good design for summer. Definitely a huge flashback kind of design. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching till the end of the video. If you're still watching, I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.